Capricorn friends, welcome to my channel, Tarot by The Intuitive Teacup. My name's Annie. We're going to read your tarot cards here today. This will be a general message for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. As always, I just ask you come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. If what comes through doesn't fit your circumstance or scenario, please release those messages. Assume they're going out to someone else, and be open that they may just resonate for you in the future as well. All right, we're going to start with love, and then we'll do money, career, finances, see what the tarot cards have to say for the coming month or so. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. All right, Capricorn in love. Capricorn in love, who wants to come through? We're going to pull what's coming up here. Ooh, manifesting something new maybe? A conversation between you and a cheater. Uh-oh, but you're going to get the truth out of it. So even if it's not a cheater, let's just pull that back before I jump to any crazy conclusions. But Queen of Swords typically is no bullshit, right? She's the Queen of Truth, having a matter-of-fact conversation that errs more on the side of logic, right? That's what that sword indicates. So with Libra energy, right, we can think of the idea of equality, truth, justice, diplomacy. And the Magician represents Mercury, right? So Mercury being the planet of communication and conversation. It's possible it may have to do with the Mercury retrograde. You may be having a conversation with someone from your past. And again, if we're not going to say anything too negative about this card, it's just simply something it's almost like we left the door open to revisit it, even though we may have told ourselves, okay, I'm done with it, or they're done with me. The thing is, the Seven of Swords indicates the actions don't necessarily match the words, or vice versa, right? This guy's like going to take all these swords and he's going to flee town, but not really, because he's leaving some behind. So no matter how this resonates for you, if it does at all, I think it's always important to point out the Seven of Swords guy, He's where there are circus tents or some type of tents. So, I mean, typically tents, to me anyway, represent the idea of something that is not permanent, right? You build it, you sleep in it for a night or two, and then you leave. So if we're going to go off of that sort of metaphor, maybe it was a relationship where someone said they were in it for the long haul and then, maybe you got burned or something. Maybe it was just something shady or secretive going on with a coworker or a friend. Whatever this is, I actually really love that it's ending in the Ace of Swords. To me, the Ace of Swords kind of saves this reading. When these two come next to each other, I don't know. This could be trickster energy, the Magician, right? He creates illusion, right? He doesn't want you to see what's actually going on, especially when these two appear together, right? However, they're kind of bookended by these ideas of truth and what's actually happening. And yeah, needing to have a conversation and clear it, or just simply sever it off once and for all. It could be for a long time. Some of my Capricorns were holding out hope that someone was going to change their ways or stop lying or be more truthful or, I don't know, just be more open with what was going on. But for some reason or another, whoever this person is, they felt like they had to hide something or just couldn't be upfront. Maybe they wanted to be. Maybe you were looking for clear and direct communication and this person was just like, I don't know what I want, so I'm going to tell you what I know now, but that could change, right? Very Geminian energy. Like, yeah, these two coming up next to each other, again, there are no bad cards in tarot, just I can kind of read the energies and be like, ooh, I don't love that. So you might be, interestingly enough, including kind of this Geminian, possibly Virgo energy. I say that because it's tied to Mercury. You have pretty much predominantly cards that are sword energy, air. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius type energy. So again, the idea of thoughts and especially relationships, right? All those signs have to do with the twins. So the duality within ourselves, right? Gemini. Libra being one-on-one interactions, and then of course Aquarius being sort of me among the group, right? It's what we call a transpersonal sign. So yeah, anyway, air energy is very prevalent here. Of course, you Capricorn, if you are a Capricorn sun, you're an earth sign, but it doesn't mean you don't have heavy factors of this type of energy coming in, or certainly it could be your person. So let me give you a little bit more and see why the universe is showing us all of this. Yeah, let's do this one. For some of you, I feel like you did a favor for someone, and you had very clear stipulations of how it would end or what you needed from this person. I don't know, I'm almost getting the idea of like the showman here. Like this person, this is a metaphor, but for some of you, you'll know what this means. So like this person had to demonstrate something or be on stage or show off some skill or, whatever, make the presentation to the boss. something about them doing this required your help, and maybe it was financial help, maybe it was, I don't know, maybe you helped them prepare a document, whatever it was. You were like, fine, I'll do this for you, but just to be clear, you know, X, Y, and Z of this unofficial contract, or maybe it was a very official contract. I feel like this person broke the bond or broke the contract, or again, kind of fudged the, and they were hoping to get away with it too. It's like they knew they did something wrong, but they were kind of hoping you overlook it. But it's like that sort of truth is coming for them. I almost look at this guy and he's very fearful of what this is. So this person is either dreading the conversation, but I'm hearing confrontation. I think this person knows inevitably you're going to confront them with the truth and need to have an open discussion. But this could also represent more consequence in terms of something, it could even be something legal by nature. Again, I don't know who's who in this, but this could represent something with the law coming down where someone like sues you and takes you to, you know, high courts. That I could see that with the Queen of Swords too. And this is coming up in love, but you know, love sometimes is kind of merges with relationships in our life. So maybe this is with a coworker or a family member or something, right? Yeah, I for a lot of you, I'm getting the sense that this is you, Capricorn, but certainly for the cross watcher, that could be them as well. This person's time is up. Like these shenanigans that have been going on, this person knows about it, and the person doing this or participating in these sort of childish games or whatever it is, they know that like they've barely snuck through, like sneaking through under the radar. This person knows that you know, this person they feel a sense of guilt, and yet they're not facing up to consequence, and more or less consequences coming. Like, what is it? You have to pay your dues, or and a very kind of Saturnian energy. So interesting that it's coming up in a Capricorn reading, but it's like karma. That's a really good word for this. This person, their time is up. Something's coming down here. What do I want to clarify for you? I guess I definitely want to clarify more about this Ace of Swords because I think that's what's going to help you. Let's see. I'm just looking in terms of like background. Do I need to know anything else as the reader here? I guess give me one on this Queen of Swords stipulation, because for a lot of you, it felt like there's like a I will help you if. Some of you may even have children who are borrowing money from you, or very, very few of you, but it can even be something with addiction issues where this person has betrayed their trust, and maybe it comes from a place of, you know, if it truly is addiction, it's not that they're actually making the choice to do it. It's like, you know, the addiction is like a beast of its own. So you kind of have to come from it a place of tough love. I think that's very true with the Queen of Swords. Again, connected to Libra, there is Venus energy there. Venus, the planet of love, but also with that kind of airy sword energy, it knows how to cut things off if there isn't a mutual benefit, right? The idea of, you know, the two people, it has to be equal. There needs to be some equilibrium, give and take in a relationship, and this person's taking it all. Isn't that an ABBA song? I can literally hear it in my head. Is it the winner takes it all? Or I don't know why that's coming up. That's so funny. ABBA. Not every day do I reference that band. Swedish pop band. Anyway, moving on. Give me one on this Queen of Swords. The stipulation here. Yeah, for a lot of you, interesting. I'm going to stick with what I said. It very likely has to do with money. Reshuffling, reorganizing money, lending it, borrowing it, and to someone who, if they're not younger than you, the page could be a student or a child. If not that, it's someone who's they're simply inexperienced or immature in this area. And so even if they promise you the sun and the moon and the stars, like, yes, I'll pay you back. this could be something as silly as like, you know, your kid wants to be a rap star, right? But they have to, you know, buy that fancy, whatever, DJ equipment. They're like, you know, like, I need this. It's an absolute essential. And you're like, all right, but if you do this, you know, X, Y, and Z, this person doesn't know what they're doing. Like, they're ill-equipped. And I say that because of the page, right? I don't hate the pages by any means, but it's someone who they're inexperienced. Compared to the Queen of Swords, like, this page can offer very little to the Queen of Swords, right? You know, he can offer some passion, some enthusiasm, he, she, whatever, some excitement, some creativity. But again, we have to remember, Queen of Swords, Libra energy, she's pretty creative when she wants to be, but I don't know. Yeah, something about this, it's like the clouds have cleared and finally you see the truth of the matter that whatever this is, it's not going to get any better. So I think you're at the point where you're either going to confront them or cut them off entirely. Again, 2 of Earth, it's like you're juggling too much. You're doing it all and this person isn't contributing. All right. And then let's talk about this Ace of Swords last but not least. I guess I'm going to open it up to whatever spirit wants to tell me or the Capricorns watching, whoever is watching this reading about this Ace of Swords. This is sort of the end result of what's going on here. And again, it could go two ways. It could be having a very important, blunt, honest conversation. But something tells me you've already done that. So it's almost like you can't give this person as much leeway, because even though you say, I want the truth, and they're like, okay, yeah, sure, you can't handle the truth. That's what this person thinks, and so they're not giving it to you when that's what you wanted all along. If it's not a conversation, some of you are just like, and we're done, never speaking to this person again. Now, if it's your child, I'm not sure how practical or realistic that is, but hey, everybody has a very different family life. I don't want to make assumptions, so let's see. Anything Spirit wants to tell me about this Ace of Swords? Interesting. So we have Queens flanking here. Again, the money queen, the queen of the household, the boss lady vibes. And I mean, I don't mean just, prescribe a gender to it per se. It could be anybody out there, but I think you're going to get what's coming to you. And I mean that in a positive way. Like if somebody borrowed money, however, I'm almost thinking it may come from a different source. We're already getting into money. Of course we are in a Capricorn reading. Hold on. I think universe is asking me to ask you if this is a marriage or a long-term, or not, I don't want to say a long-term relationship, but a relationship that seems like potentially has soulmate connections. What are you willing to negotiate here? And I mean, this is just my personal feeling, but are you willing to negotiate truth and honesty? No, right? Like how can, the foundation, right? 4 of Fire, 4 of Wands. Any foundational relationship, at the absolute minimum, you have to be able to communicate. And so I see a lot of you guys sort of, what is the word for it? Reassessing. Thank you, Spirit. A word I never use, but perfect. Reassessing, do you need this person or are you better off alone? Because at the end of the day, Capricorn, generally speaking, you guys are pretty kick-ass at taking care of those around you and the people you love. But what about you? Who takes care of you? I typically love this card, but in this reading I don't, because I see it as I think this might be the same person. Whoever this person is, it's like they're providing the fruit, they're providing the bounty, the money, the house, they're taking care of stuff, and this person's just like, oh, let me throw my arm around you and tell you I love you because I need what you're offering me. Yeah, it's like, what piece goes to you? What is in it for you? Who provides for you? And it doesn't even have to be in a monetary way. It can be energetically, but yeah, ironically, the Magician, it's like pulling rabbits out of a hat. Like, look over here so I can distract you from noticing what's actually going on. But the thing is, you guys are, you know this person. You know exactly what's going on. I think you're done with their tricks. It's like, I'm done with you, but I'm going to keep the rabbit. Like, you can move out, but I'll keep the dog. That's sort of how I see this. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of you may decide to end a marriage or a long-term partnership. Or it doesn't even have to be long-term. I guess the reason I keep saying that is because typically this card can represent marriage. Some of you may know someone who's going through this too. If this isn't you, Capricorn, it could be someone in your network who's going through a divorce. I don't know why it's coming through in your reading, but maybe you're going to be a key asset to this person in terms of helping them through a difficult time or some sort of struggle. Okay, and if this is something at work, I think this represents you, I'm going to say giving some sort of ultimatum to your boss, right? If this is you and this is someone else, the one who's like taking but not giving, if this person promised you again like promotions or some certain title or whatever, I think you're going to confront them very honestly, truthfully, and not hold back. And I think you're going to make this person recognize just how much they've relied on you, how much they need you, and then, whatever the fate of this is going to be. We are going to move on to money in just one second. Can I have one oracle card here that sort of encapsulates whatever else I need to tell them? Some of you are going to pause or delay plans of a wedding if you were planning on getting married. The Journal in reverse. Some of you may have written about this in a diary or something. That's just a confirmation for some of you. Something I'm hearing, like, did you get it in writing? Or some of you, oh, okay. And if it's making some of you nervous to have this open conversation, almost like, again, almost an intervention for some of you, if there's, again, addiction issues or something, an intervention, I think it's saying you may want to gather your thoughts, as in like journaling or writing out what you're going to say before you do it. Because that may actually ease your tension or calm or quiet your nerves. Because I think it's inevitable. Something has to come of this. Some of you may be asking this person to sign divorce papers. And yeah, a lot of you, it's like you need to scribble down or scratch down what you're going to say to kind of get your thoughts organized, right? It's not that you have to read from it. It's not that you have to give a speech. Though some of you absolutely will if it is sort of an intervention where you have to kind of sit down and read your letter. Yeah, that's what I see happening here. This was a connection, but it reached the point where, again, there was no balance anymore. So either you're going to try and reestablish that or you're going to call it quits and understand your own, I heard self-preservation, your own ability, or I'm sorry, let me rephrase, your ability to stand alone, but there's a better word for it. Self-reliance. Ooh, I'm pulling these words out. Oh, perfect. That's exactly what I want to say. You're going to recognize some sort of truth about your ability, your skills of self-reliance and not necessarily needing a partnership. Because to be honest, what was this partnership doing for you anyway? Maybe at one point in time it was more equal, but I don't know. I would say for the last few months, you guys have been knowing that this person is not, they're just not meeting the mark anymore. So anyway. All right, Capricorn, let's talk about money. Though for some of you, that may or may not have to do with money. Okay, let's use this deck. Money readings can either be hit or miss for me. Sometimes they're very clunky. So bear with me. I'll do my best depending on what we get. That's why I don't do them as often. 3 of Wands. All right. Well, you're waiting on something. Let's see, the 4 of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. So here's what I get from this instantly. You guys are bored or unsatisfied with something. I don't think it's terrible, but I think you've maybe started to put out feelers for something else, whether it's within a same company or a different division, etc. The thing is, I think this does not sound very Capricorn-esque to me, but again, here's the message. Practicing patience might serve you here because I think you know what you're applying for. It's almost, you just want to replace what you currently have with something new or add something to it just to give it a little bit more, again, excitement or, to change it up, to simply mix it up. But the universe is saying to me, you can do that, but do you really think you're going to be happy doing it? And is it going to meet your expectation of money? Because again, Page is small, it's new, Page of Pentacles. So some of you may be adding some sort of new skill, but you're having to learn it almost in student mode. Again, that's fine. Adjust your expectations of, oh my gosh, I'm gonna, do a crash course study in this and I'll have this degree in a month from now. With the Page of Pentacles, it's like double down on the slowness. I think it's saying, is this step really worth it? And only you truly know the answer, but I will say with the 4 of Cups, there's something kind of half-hearted about the emotional nature of this. So it's like, I don't know, it could be that you're looking to fill your time with something while you're waiting on something else. Again, I'm not saying that's the wrong thing to do, but I think whatever you're looking to fill your time with or achieve in this area, it's sort of lackluster or it's less than you're desiring. If you're going for like a new job or something, if you actually get the offer, I think you're going to be shocked at like how low they're willing to pay you, or maybe they don't have enough hours to give you that dream job or whatever. The thing is, the 4 of Cups to me is not the dream job. It's like the illusion of it. So again, err with caution. These are not bad cards, but I sort of want to get some more in terms of what is the universe really trying to get you to see. Because 4 of Cups is like not it. It's now, granted, it is a different depiction of the classic 4 of Cups. Typically 4 of Cups is sort of that we're lingering on the 3 cups, right? It's good, it's familiar, but the universe is trying to bless us with a new gift, right? That Ace of Cups is sort of coming in to the side, and there's always a question in the 4 of Cups, like, do we see it? Or like, are we afraid to acknowledge it or go after it? Or are we so stuck on the past or even the present that we're not futuristic thinking, right? That seems very Capricorn-esque to me too. And I only say that because, Saturn energy is rooted in tradition. Yeah, something about that was important. Hold on. Yeah, some of you guys do need to mix it up. And I mean, that's sort of what I was getting with this. Hold on. Let's see what's on the other side of this. I think that might help me. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles, apprenticeship, becoming the master of your craft. Again, nothing wrong with doing that and getting whatever it is, new degrees or new experience, you know, kick-ass. That's awesome. But at what cost? Are you going to be pouring your energy into that and, you know, you're not going to be making money off it, you know, initially or something like that? I think it's really asking you what you want. There's nothing wrong with what you want to do. Are you going about it in the right way or specifically the right timeline? That's very important here too. Yeah, the Hanged Man. That's what I get from this too. It's like, I'm so sick of being stuck and not moving forward. I just want to go. Like fire. Oh, interesting. There's one hidden under there. It's like fire off the gun so I can start running the race because like I was ready, you know, yesterday. And yet the universe is like, okay, well, you know, if I sound the gun and you go, what you're going to end up getting at the end of this race is this, which again, is it bad? No. Is it great? No. Like, do you know, like it's very like mediocre, meh, it's okay. I honestly think the universe is saying, I got you, Capricorn. I know you're getting impatient, but hold out for the better one or hold out for the better offer or hold out for the better, I don't know, again, maybe it's just the time or, you know, if you can free yourself up from something else so that you're not burning the candle at both ends. There's a reason why the universe is wanting you to reassess the decisions you make in the next couple weeks. I'm a firm believer, there is no wrong choice, guys. And I know that's like silly for me to say reading tarot, but it's true. You know, what you ultimately end up doing, I would say it's a combination of agency, but also fate in a sense. I think there's certain markers that we hit in our life, and either it's a win, it's a success, or it's a, okay, you know, maybe some lessons. Let me go back to the drawing board and like retool it or, you know, approach it in a new way. That's kind of the vibe I get from this. You know, it'll be some experience under your belt, but I think you're sort of past this elementary experience where you may actually be, again, more qualified or better suited for something bigger. The trick is you have to be more patient. And I know that's a pain in the butt to hear, right? Yeah, but okay, thank you. Look at that. Look what's under the Chariot. If you like delay the start time or delay, you know, hit go, what's under it, I think, is something better. And it does involve action and travel, right? King of Wands. But I mean, there's your throne, Capricorn. You can sit on that, right? But not yet. It hasn't, I think this is a new opportunity. I almost see this as a new blessing coming through, but it's hidden. It was quite literally hidden from me, right? It's hidden from you. You may have to go through a Cancerian person to get to it. It may actually involve some sort of career involving travel or transportation. And I say that because the Chariot is typically the car. So any mode of transportation, you know, vehicles, planes, trains, buses, travel agents, you know, whatever. It may be an opportunity that requires you to travel. It may be working for a company that does such. Or there could be some sort of position where you would end up on the road quite a bit. And again, something about this, like the gatekeeper to this job may actually be a Cancerian. Or via a friend that you know, or a family member who has strong Cancer in their chart. It might just be a matter of sort of saying to people you trust, right, what it is you're looking to accomplish in your career right now, because someone may be like, oh, hey, my company's hiring for that role. And then you're going to be really happy that you went that route versus taking the one that you were kind of, again, half in or half-hearted about. This is good, but yeah, you have to be patient. And yeah, there's kind of a lot of intuitive, watery energy here. We have the Hanged Man, very much associated with like Neptune, creative, dreamlike energy, a big card of Pisces. And I love that it's shown quite literally with a clock, like patience. And follow your intuition, right? I mean, more so than what I'm giving you in this reading. Certainly, I think this was meant to be, you know, if you're here, you probably needed to hear this for a reason, but trust your own intuition above everything else, right? Maybe you understand you could fast track it to get to this place, but maybe you want to build it from the ground up. Maybe you don't want the nepotism or whatever, the relying on others who already have made it. Maybe you want the pride of doing it for yourself. I'm not here to tell you there's nothing wrong with that, but I would say prepare yourself for a slower process. The timeline will not be as speedy. The King of Wands just simply gets things done, right? He does it pretty fast, but remember, he has more experience under his belt. He's the king, right? He's had to make a lot of mistakes to get to where he is, and he's learned from those, you know, mistakes or whatever you want to call them, lessons along the line. I really like this card. I mean, I just think this card's beautiful anyway. But again, it's like you kind of got to put them side by side and ask where your priorities is. Page of Pentacles, King of Wands. I mean, this card trumps this one easily in terms of its sort of power of the court, right? But it's not to say this one's wrong. This is someone who wants to dig their hands into the earth and experience things. But again, the speed, the timeline isn't of the main concern. It's quite literally earth energy, right? The seed. You plant the seed and you hope it blooms, you know, whatever, come the summer or the reaping season. And if it doesn't mean you quit and abandon it. It's just, okay, I have to tweak what I did. I have to tweak, you know, the nutrients it's getting, how much I water it, you know, how much sunlight it gets, where I planted it, etc. There will be a lot of trial and error with this one. Anyway, that's sort of what I got for you. All right, Capricorn, thanks for joining me here today. Please let me know in the comments down below if any of that resonates. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you all very soon for more tarot. Bye, Capricorn.